Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jintong from Alibaba Cloud. I think no need more introduction about Alibaba because Fred and all the speakers already mentioned a lot about Alibaba. Actually, last year, this Fiona and his company, Alex Springer, last year, their chairman and Fiona and I and Jack Ma, we have launched in Hema store in Hangzhou. We are discussing how to empower the medium industry use AI. Yeah. So actually, AI currently in China, I think, especially Alibaba is the pioneer to think about how to use AI to apply it with the industry, and we are going much deeper than the companies in China, in Europe, in America, much faster, much deeper than they think. And in the last year, I almost host more than 100 customers from different countries and companies. Most of them from Europe, from American, from Singapore, from Hong Kong. More than 100 companies, the CEOs, CTOs. And today I will share our experience in not only in AI, but more focused on industrial AI. So while we are talking about AI, I think most of you may realize that this kind of like voice recognition, like image recognition, or video recognition is kind of single technologies. Okay, so yeah, indeed, this single technology already applied in many different places. For example, the face recognition already very popular in China and all the world. And based on face recognition, it's very easy for us to do this security check or some other scenarios. But I think that these 4 dots, like 4 different kind of AI technologies. So in most scenarios, these 4 technologies stand alone from each other. So there's no connection between them. So they can only apply it in very simple scenarios. So if we imagine some more complex scenarios, for example, if we want to deal the traffic problems in the junctions, so there are cameras, there are traffic lights, there are some other devices, and almost all these devices already applied the AI technology. For example, the cameras from high vision, they applied the image recognition, can automatically to identify the traffic on the road. But there's no connections between the camera and this traffic light and some other sensors on the road, right? Just like the first picture showed us. So this AI technology is a single AI. There's no connection, no communication. So of course, the first step, we should collect all these smart devices together. Let them can connect to each other, can communicate to each other. So this is the first thing we are doing. So we are using these video recognitions, analyze data, and help us to control the traffic lights, just like this second picture showed us. So this is the first step. But if we imagine, while we are trying to dealing with the traffic jam, the traffic issue in the whole city, there are hundreds, thousands of junctions. There are thousands or even 10,000 of cameras, devices. So still, while we are finishing the first step to connect all these smart devices in one junctions, but if we cannot connect all these devices, we still get this picture 3. So these devices still have no communication. That means in one junction, 2 junctions, 3 junctions, there's still no connections. They still cannot communicate to each other. If we tune the traffic light in one junctions, we cannot predict what's the impact, what's the propagation impact on the next downstream junctions. We don't know what's the impact, what's the dynamic flow will impact on the other junctions in the whole city, in the road network. So we have to think about much bigger. We have to connect all these devices, all these smart devices together to build a network. So behind this network, there's thousands of AI devices, sensors. So that's what we are trying to do currently in China, in the traffic management, in the security areas, in the manufacturing, in the agriculture. So this is the concept, and we believe that this is the role for the AI developed to the future. So, so back to the AI technology itself. So I think because most of the audience here is Chinese people, so you are very familiar about this. This is the recommendation engine really applied in Taobao, Tmall app. So I think I'm not sure you noticed that or not. So you log in the Taobao or Tmall, so you will find that this recommended product is different anytime. Maybe the 1 second before, and now you log in the same app, the predict product is different, even for same device, for same people. Not even say there are more than 600 millions of users are using our Taobao and Tmall. So sometimes while you are trying to recommend one product to one people, that's very easy. But if there's more than 600 millions of users are using one app, and there's several billions of products and pictures behind this app stored in the database. You have to, in real time, to recommend all these products based on their profile to them. That's sometimes that's a big challenges. So this scale is a big challenges for all AI companies. And now Alibaba is doing that because we have such a scale of business, so we have such a platform, so we can achieve that. So this technology itself is very simple. Every AI company, they are using the same technology and applied in the same scenarios. But if we up to that scenarios, so it's totally different. So this is another very interesting function. I think you are maybe some of you already used this before. We call it image search. So this very small, very simple change. So still based on the same technologies, the image recognition, right? But while we are using this image recognition with this business, so it's a big change for our customers. Before, while we are trying to search something, we have to think about how to describe it. We have to ask people how to find the similar picture, and then type the word into the app and search this product. But now it's very easy. So we are very clear about that because currently we are more and more difficult for us to do business. More and more this kind of e-commerce platforms, the competition is very hard for us. But sometimes how to grab your user, how to make them to spend more time on your app is very challenging. So this one small improvement, while we applied these technologies, this image search, more and more people like to use our app to search products. Sometimes they don't really buy this product. They just search. They just like the man like to read the news, but women like to browsing this product. But this image search is like a fun for them. So they are while they see some interesting products, they just take a picture and pop up, and they can share this thing with their friends. So this one small change makes this app many different. So there's another small AI applications. So based around our e-commerce platform, there's a lot of a new role currently occurred. So one role is they work for the merchants, open shop on our e-commerce platform. So there are thousands, maybe more than 300,000 of people working on this area. They help these merchants to democrate their e-shop. But they have to choose the right text, they have to choose these right pictures, spend their lot of time, have these merchants to demonstrate their e-shop. But now we have the automatic. For example, while our merchant trying to upload some new product, they only change this word or change these pictures, and then the system will automatically to suggest them these right pictures or right word. So can save them a lot of time to demonstrate their e-shop. So this is one small application for our merchants on this platform. So while we are talking about AI again, so sometimes it's like a very good job, is high tech, and we will relate it to the data scientists. But you know, currently there's many people working on the very hard and dirty work for the labeling. So the labeling for AI is very challenging. That's why we have to spend many human work to prepare the data, to label these unstructured data. So currently, we are also have systems like that, like this, can automatically to label the video. So I think for the medium company, it's very good technologies because, for example, while we are playing this video in real time, so this is the system can automatically to tag this video with, for example, the scene, the scenario, or what kind of video, maybe. So this kind of label automatically tagged to this each frame and stored in the database. So again, while the worker, they want to search the medium or video, so it's very easy for them to type some keywords and automatically to search this video. So this automatic labeling function is also very important for AI development. So this is another very simple use based on the image recognition, the picture taken by the drone, and help the farmer to monitor the growth of the corn. And this is another application based on the voice recognition. We call it a chatbot. And this one it's very interesting. I'm here lots make advertisement for our product, Timogini. But actually, I believe that you know, while we are trying to access internet, there are 4 different periods. The first, we are just, for example, we are use Sina, we Yahoo, this kind of website, this category website to access the internet. The second generation is while we have Google, we have Baidu. So while we are trying to find information, it's very easy. We just use this search engine. But we believe that this voice assistant will be the next generation entrance to the internet, because in future maybe we no need to type, we no need the search engine, Google or Baidu. We just tell our Timogini or tell any other product of voice assistant, just ask what's the weather today, can you help me to book a ticket for the concert, these kind of things, or search any information through this Timogini. So we believe that voice assistant may be the next generation entrance to the internet. So you still use the same technologies, the voice recognition, the ASR, the NLP, these are normal technologies. But while we are combining these technologies together, while we are connect the Timogini with all these apps with the internet, it is totally different, right? If we only use this voice recognition, this ASR, we just we can only just like speak a joke, or just like we talk with Siri, is nothing. But only while we are connect this Timogini, this voice assistant, through the whole ecosystems with the whole internet. So this Timogini, so this voice assistant can be a new thing. It's a new way to change our life. So this is very, very different. So just like I mentioned before, so sometimes the AI technologies itself is not the key for the future. We always emphasize that the cloud computing is very important. if you still remember, I speak that case, that's a recommendation engine. It's a very simple technology. But if 600 millions of people use this Taobao app to search products, to do that recommendation, if we don't have this powerful cloud computing, it cannot happen. Because there's a huge number of data, huge number of products, pictures, descriptions in the database. It's harder to achieve that in the real time to recommend the precise, personalized product to each user. So the cloud computing, we believe that is one of the most important key for AI. The second one, of course, is the AI technology itself. And the second one is the industrial knowledge. So next, I will introduce how AI applied coupled with the industrial knowledge and make new things happen. So we can look at these pictures. So this diagram is for, we call it ETbrain, because currently we are working with a lot of local governments, also including Macau and Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, to working on the ETbrain. So this is the diagram of the ETbrain. So there's so many different devices has to connect to this brain platform. There are telecom data from the signal data from the telecom operator, the GPS data from the bus, also the internet data, for example, like the Google map, a map, and some other data, and a lot of data from the camera, from the traffic light, and some other systems. So while we are dealing so complicated scenarios, you can imagine what's the challenges, of course. So the first challenge is the data capabilities. The how to store all this data together, how to filter the data, how to massage the data is the big challenge for us while we are talking about the city level problems. Of course, the second challenge is again the computing capabilities. Because sometimes while we are trying to deal with the traffic issue, we have to in real time to tune the traffic lights, thousands of traffic lights in the city. So if we don't have the real time and powerful computing capabilities, never happen. So the third one is very important, is industrial knowledge. Currently, we are working with the city manager, the workers in the factory, and also the farmer in the field. The biggest challenge for us, for our data scientists, is we don't know what they are doing. We have to spend a lot of time to working with them together to watch them how to operate this traffic light management systems, how to manage it, how to input parameters in the equipment in the factories. So the knowledge, the know-how of each industry is a big challenge for us. But for them, they have 20, 30 years experience in the factories, in the farm, but they don't know how to use data. So there's a big gap between us. How to work together to apply their industrial knowledge into our data model is a big challenge sometimes. So these three factors is more complicated and more important while we are talking about industrial AI. So currently, Alibaba Cloud, our ETbrain already evolved into the second generation. So we are trying to, in the first generation, we only dealing with the traffic issue. So we only collect data from the vehicle, from the road, from the camera, from the traffic light. We only dealing with this traffic issue. And now we are moving to the second version. So we trying to work with a much bigger scope, much bigger departments. So we are trying to work with the transportation, the security, healthcare, the tourist, the environment. We are evolve more departments in one city and build a unified platform for them. But of course, in this version, it's much challenging for us. And we are also planning for the future, for the version 3, the real digital twin, the ecology. So there are three typical scenarios in these areas, in the city brain areas. So this is one of the very interesting and very important scenarios. So we call it priority path for emergency. So in these scenarios, we work with the traffic management department and also the emergency center and also the hospital. So while the emergency center receives the call, we will help the ambulance to design a route. That means the driver sitting in the ambulance will follow our order to follow this route to go to the accident spot. And more importantly, sometimes I think most of you may have that experience before. So the ambulance alarm allowed in the road, but there's no space for the ambulance to pass, right? Even the other vehicles trying to do that, but there's no space. The traffic jam is too bad. So we have to work with the traffic management department together. So we will tune the traffic light. So before the ambulance arriving each junctions, we tune that traffic light into green and clear the traffic in front of the ambulance. And that makes sure the ambulance can pass each junctions, each intersection smoothly. So this case already launched in Xiaoshan, Hangzhou already, and can reduce 50% of the traveling time for the ambulance. I think for most of you, I think you can count that 50% of the time reduced is maybe a surviving chance for the patient. So because of the time, so actually we are already have many this kind of successful deployed industrial AI cases in different areas. For example, this one in the smart manufacturing, and this is for the smart aviation, and also launched for the Beijing Capital International Airport, and help them to automatically plan the gate. This is also the successful cases in the agriculture. So this is the next page. Yeah. So again, I have to emphasize that if we are talking about, yeah, I know that. Yeah. We talk about a lot of AI and industrial AI, but how to really generate that value for industrial AI? This formula is very simple. Data, AI, industrial knowledge, and plus the cloud computing capabilities. Okay, thank you.